seen her in Rebel Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, big Texas round of applause, Sofia Boutella. Keep it going, everybody. Hello, everybody. All right.
Hi. Does this work?
Yeah.
Hi. See you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. So good to see you guys. Well, we're so excited to have you here. This got to be fun for you. You're fairly new to doing the conventions and just to get loved on all day. That's a good job.
Yeah, what else is there to do?
Well, you've probably seen some great costumes and heard some great stories, met some cool guests. What's been your favorite thing so far?
I just meeting everybody who appreciates the work that we put out there, and so I ran into Matt Nicholson, who I did a commercial with a while ago. It was nice to see him again. And I ran into Alan Hunt, who I just wrapped a movie with not too long ago.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, her and I just had met for the first time with Kingsman interviews when we were paired with Samuel L. Jackson, and those working on that movie was so much fun working with him.
Oh yeah, he's great. That was my first big project.
Yeah.
He really mentored me through the whole experience, and he's just so present and kind and fun, and he's amazing.
And of course, we got to give a big round of applause because Rebel Moon, #1 on Netflix. Working with all the green screen stuff is a little crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of practical sets, mostly practical, everything, and we did have some green screen, which is very little, I think, compared. Like we had the whole city of Dallas was really built, and most of what you saw was practical.
Well, so many people look up to you and what you do because you make it easy. And so, a lot of this weekend I've been seeing people wanting to know advice, from the people they look up to you. So, what kind of advice do you give to people that are looking to do what you do?
I think it's just about staying with it and really listening to what's in your heart. And I think that if you resonate with that and you start an endeavor, anything that resonates to you, you're supposed to stick to it and be resilient and be studious and disciplined. Discipline is the main priority of finding something proactive. They get a free pass at behave in certain ways, but really in the long run, this doesn't sustain. That really doesn't sustain in time. But I think it's just following your heart.
Well said. And of course, it's story time. My co-host, we had talked about Drew Pearson. Is one of our great Dallas Cowboys. So here in American football, he caught the Hail Mary. And whether or not you watch you probably know that the Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career, you just had to go for it. What is that moment where you just felt like, okay, here we go, I'm doing it?
I used to be a dancer. I've been dancing the rest of my life, but I was engaging in working professionally as a dancer, mainly, even though I started theater when I was 17. I was in class constantly, and I loved studying acting, but there was a moment where it took me a while to really make up my mind and follow my heart in that direction. I could not stop dancing, and I really wanted to act, but knowing myself, I knew that I could not do both, that whatever discipline I either decided to continue pursuing dancing or if I decided to really pursue acting and give it a shot, was I couldn't do both at the same time. They both deserve and need my full attention. And it was a really hard time, a really difficult time, and I just, because I questioned it for quite some time, and I conversed about it, talked about it with friends, with my family, and I still couldn't make up my mind, and I knew I had to feel it in my heart before engaging and making a decision, and I woke up one morning and the desire was gone. Not that I think I was dancing anymore, but I knew it was done. I was done, it was over. And I was 29, and it took 2 years for me to book a job. So during those 2 years, I auditioned tremendously. I was still in class, and Kingsman was the first thing I booked after that, which that's what changed everything for me. But it was an interesting time for me. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, one thing I love about going into these things is the great questions that we get from the audience. So if you guys want to line up at the mic, or if you want, we can keep it informal. I can call you, but please introduce yourself, just so you know who you are. Go ahead.
So, nice to meet you.
Hi.
My name is Angelica. So I wanted to ask, in regards to working with Zack Snyder, you kind of get a feel for like the directors and how their visions are. So working with Zack Snyder, how did you, I would say not collaborate, but envision yourself working on the film and versus post-production, like seeing his style and seeing yourself in that film?
Well, even when I booked the job, I knew that, oh, I gotta be a Zack Snyder movie because he has such a signature and such a style that is his, that I thought, I just felt very lucky. And then you meet him and you work with him and you see the level of enthusiasm that he has and how much he loves films and how he's such a geek and a nerd when it comes to movies. And he's just really happy to be on set, and with us, all the actors, he was just so kind and fun, and we were all really happy on that set. It was hard, it was really hot, but it was, we didn't want to leave when we wrapped after 10 months, and almost a year of working on it, so he's great. I love working with him.
And a side question. So you know how like Zack Snyder, his feel is very like slow motiony and he slows down a lot of the scenes.
Yeah.
Did you ever like when you're running, are you ever like, this is going to be one of those scenes where he's probably going to slow me down a little bit, or did he ever tell you not to go too fast?
I think that, I thought of that before, when I booked the movie, before I was on set. And then once you're on set, you have to let it go and let him do his thing. I cannot think about what he's going to do with the image. I have to be just responsible for my character. But a few times I would go behind, the monitor and look at what the shot is, and I said, okay, he's doing that in slow-mo also. So I'm going to flip my cape right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Brian,
Hi, Ryan.
and my question would be, as an actor, sometimes you're in supporting roles, sometimes just a cameo. For Rebel Moon, I would say you are the face of the franchise. So, kind of like, what is the responsibility that you take as that person? And aside, last question, are you going to take down Atticus Noble for a third time?
I don't know, because I don't know about a third time. I'll probably find out at the same time as you. Going back to your first question, wait, what was it?
The responsibility.
Oh yeah, well, it was my first leading role, and you are responsible when you carry the film, but it's also very much a collaboration and a group effort to make this happen. So it's not all on my shoulders, even though you may feel that way because you're the lead. But for me, it was a great sort of testimony of dedication, because I knew that when I was there, I had to really show up and set the example for everybody else, even though they're their own adult and their own person. But I had to honor my position, and it was an honor. It was my first leading role, and it inspired me to do more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hello.
Josh.
Hi.
With a lot of your roles being action-based and having fighting involved, what tools or experience do you use from your dancing career do you use to help you navigate choreography, since a lot of that is kind of like dancing?
Yeah, it's a good question, because it's really, dancing is half of my education, and my parents did the other half. And then everything else is, there's 20 more percent to make it 120. Is the people you meet in your life and the experiences you accomplish. But it's so much that I take from dancing. The psychophysical aspect, which is, having worked on my body, like, have the strength that I have, the flexibility, the stretch. This is more technical, but it's essentially more in the discipline and knowing what your body needs. And the discipline is number one, because okay, I know what is going to be required of me, and I know what I need to do in order to achieve that, or what I need to do in order to get to that place. then after, when it's more specific on the fight choreography, I treat it as a choreography with counts and rhythm, and I understand rhythm and what looks good for the image, and knowing my body gave me an opportunity to deepen, the way certain images would look or the fight would look. So I wasn't just learning what they were teaching me, I knew what would work for my body and what looks good also and how to work on it. But dancing gives me, when I booked Kingsman, I never done any fight training or any martial arts. And Matthew Vaughn, the director, asked me if I could do a round kick, and because I was flexible, I lift my leg and pretend to do a round kick. So I got lucky in that way, and I've learned everything else about fighting, stunts on sets, basically.
Well, thank you. Everything you do is really authentic. I think that dance comes through, and so we appreciate you and
I
everything you do.
appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Hi.
Richard.
Hi.
I know a lot of actors will eventually start moving behind the camera. I was wondering if you ever had any inclination towards like either writing or directing on your own.
I would love to be able to do that. I think it's a craft that I really respect, and I don't feel that I can right now, and I just love acting so much, so I just position myself here. I never wanted to choreograph. It's never, when I used to dance, it's never something that I wanted to do. But when I think of directing, I feel like in the future it's something that maybe I can do. But I have to feel the calling, and it needs to make sense in my head. I cannot just, I'm not like that. I cannot just make it happen if I don't feel it, I guess. But it's something that is inspiring to me.
So if you found like a passion project or a
Yeah.
subject that you're
Yeah,
really
there are a few projects that I have in mind that I'd love to help make happen, whether it's I'm directing or producing them. But yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm James.
Hi, James.
So you've been involved in some properties that already have like fandoms, and then you're part of Rebel Moon that has a developing fandom. As somebody from the inside, what do you think goes into those kinds of projects that make people like us have such deep relationships with them?
I think it's just the honesty, and I think people make movies out there for people to find inspiration and relatability and to be just inspired, basically. And I think that, when we make big movies like that, people that are behind camera, the writers and producers, they always try to tell stories that are relevant nowadays in our world. And what the collective is mean, and I think that's what makes movies special and profound, deep, and it's just the level of honesty that's in them and the level of care that is put in saying stories of people that are out there.
Thank you so much. I realize as I'm asking that question, I'm asking you why I love Star Wars so much. But I appreciate your answer. That's very good. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hi, my name is Chris. So, in The Kingsman, you were a pretty badass villain. You took care of everything pretty well, pretty evil. And in Rebel Moon, you're a heroine, through and through. So, tomorrow, 2 scripts show up on your desk, and one is a hero, one is a villain. Which do you feel yourself reaching for first?
The villain. I think, no, it's fun, but it's fun to play villains because I think we always try to understand what is drawing them to be the way they are, what have they not done that they're able to be good people. When I played the villain, I never looked at them as bad people. I looked at them from defending something that is true to them. They don't say they're doing negative actions. They're defending something that is relevant based off of their relationships and based off of what they've experienced in life. But I find, for me, is that they don't think I'm a villain in life. It's fun to sort of dissect the psychology of what makes a villain or makes somebody that is that wounded that they have to hurt other people.
Okay, and one little side question on that.
But after I'm done with the villain, I go to the villain.
Going back to The Kingsman, how you said that was your first role that you really grabbed. what did you expect when you got your first role? And they already said you're not going to have your legs, coming from a dancing background. Was that just weird?
No, I thought it was fun. I think Matthew has a lot of imagination, and he's fun. And I thought, that's good. I've never seen that before. So I felt lucky to be not be in something that people have seen before. It was exciting.
Well, thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Esmeralda. In your role for Rebel Moon as Cora, do you feel like there's something that you personally related to in the role, or was it just one that you just kind of adopted?
I think, you relate to, I related and I worked out exactly where the job. I left my country when I was 10 years old. I left Algeria and then I went to France and lived there for over 10 years, and then I've been in Los Angeles for over 20 years now. But I understand what it's like to have that sense of need to belong. I need to be part of a community that is strong. I'm very good at leaving, at traveling, at adapting to different cultures, countries, and I just find that it's a plus, but it's also sometimes I envy people that are able to be anchored and have they're set in their homes and everything is in one place. Sometimes I envy that, but I understand that in Cora, having I left my country in Algeria because of the civil war, but I didn't. So I wasn't soldier, but I didn't understand what it's like to have to leave the country, because there is a war, because there is a negative aspect. And then, just the need for redemption. I think we all have our thing that we go through in our lives, and I think at some point we all ask for redemption if you do the work. So I think that everybody can relate to it. We're not perfect. No one's.
I thought you were absolutely badass. So great.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi there.
Hi.
So you've worked on some really interesting sets with pretty cool props, and I was wondering if any of those ever found their way home with you.
Sometimes I do take a treat. I get it as a souvenir.
Do you have a favorite one?
I have a jacket from something, I have a pair of boots from something else, I have a necklace from something else. No, because it's also weird, because it's not necessarily stuff that you go ahead and wear. And put it back on, it's just, you just know it's there. I haven't made, I think I just have a pair of boots and a jacket, and I just never wear them. And then my closet is too big, and there's too much stuff in it, I just can't get rid of it. I don't know, I should stop taking clothes. Just take a statue or something.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
What do you, hey, I'm Daniel.
Hi.
What's your dream role? Like, any role ever?
I don't know, I can't think of a dream role. I want to do so many different things. I'd love to do a musical one day. I'd love to do a film, another flooding climax where I dance, but I'm going to do another film where I'm dancing. I'd love to do play a character that sings, that does music. That would be fun. I don't have a dream role. I think what's fun in what I do is to be able to be a basketball player for the next 6 months, or now I have to be a musician for 2 months, and you just have to delve into the world of something that you never anticipated you would do. And I don't have it, I'm just looking for just good relationships and a good story to be a part of, and good people too.
Thank you.
One thing that we talk about on the show is that success mindset that you have to have, whether or not you're feeling it or not. And is there something you tell yourself that keeps you on the right path even when things are difficult?
Yeah, it gets difficult. This job has the highs are really high and the lows are really low. And you have to just breathe. Because I keep telling myself, if I knew that I would be here when I was stressing out 5 years ago, I would have cut myself some slack and I would have been easier on myself. But I'm hard on myself. And I get anxious and I do stress out when I don't have a job. And it's just, you just have to maintain faith and just keep digging back in your heart and see what's there and just meditate.
Yeah. Well, the last few things here, do you have a definitive Kingsman memory that can just always stand out to you? Because I know that was a special set for you.
Yeah, I just remember like, I mean, the funny thing was just the whole experience itself, and being with Sam, who really mentored me through the whole experience, and Matthew believing in me and giving me that chance. It's just all together representative of the choices that I've made previously and the work that I've put, and inspired me to keep going.
How about a definitive Rebel Moon?
There's so many, there's 10 months.
Yeah.
Just the camaraderie that we all had with all the cast, you know, and Zack's happiness on set, and the joy that it brought us, and the hope that it gave us, and yeah.
Good. And what do you have coming up next that we need to know about?
Yes, there is a movie called Killer's Game with Dave Bautista, and that's coming out in September. And I'm excited for it also. It's a big action film where I do absolutely no action. just like in Atomic Blonde. I don't do any action in it. Just a lover. But yeah, there's that, and there's the second season of a TV show that I did called SAS Rogue Heroes, about the SAS during the Second World War. And is there something else? That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's always really good stuff you can't talk about.
Yeah.
Well then, last thing, yeah, of course, we love having you here in Texas. Do you get to do anything Texas-centric? Are you happy here, barbecue?
No, I wanted to go to the museum, but I don't have time. I have to go back to LA now.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to go to the museum.
Yeah.
Another museum, but I didn't have I mean, I walked around a bit yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's it. I like the weather. I know it's really hot. I like
You must like the weather. Oh, goodness. Well, we were so excited to know that you were coming here today, and we're so happy that you came and got to get through everybody's questions, and we're really, we hope that you guys will all go to her table and make sure you get the photo ops and do the whole experience. But we're honored to have you here. So, but we're going to do a big round of applause and do her a good send off. But first, let's do a group selfie with everybody in. So if you guys can all type in.